San Diego is a very expensive place to live. It's also a lovely place to live, and because of that, housing is an issue.
San Diego's really grown out over the years, though there is no more land really to develop. The focus has been on infill. Traditional affordable housing projects are in multi-story or high-rise and located pretty much in certain areas within the city, your higher urban dense locations. With the ADU bonus program, that allowed it to go citywide.
With the ADU bonus program, for each affordable deed-restricted unit that is provided, you're entitled to an additional market rate bonus unit. And so the great thing about the ADU bonus program is that it really incentivizes developers and owners to create more units, but in return, we obtain that affordability aspect.
There's absolutely a housing affordability crisis here in San Diego. The ADU bonus program represents a great way to add value to existing property. You could put housing over the parking and you don't have to pay for the land. You can also use that new income to improve the rest of the property. And what it does in effect is it gives the entire property, including those apartments that may have been built in 1960 or 1920, it gives them another 50 years of life. I think fundamentally what makes the ADU bonus program different is how well it works at existing multifamily properties. So one example is simply converting underutilized space. That becomes new units. Another form that we see often is the grown-up version of the granny flat behind a home. But instead of one unit behind a home, it's anywhere from 4 to 12. It keeps what's existing in front, so it maintains some character, it maintains some kind of like historical feel, compatibility with the neighborhood, while also putting a meaningful amount of density in its backyard.
Those sites that are outside of a transit priority area are limited to one. But within those transit priority areas that are located along major transit corridors and stops, it can be unlimited. We were seeing initially 4, 6, 8, and then eventually 12, 20 on some of these larger multifamily zone sites. The trajectory has been up.
We have 3 different levels. We have very low income units, which are 50% of AMI, low income units, which are 60%, and moderate income units come in at 110% AMI. Once the homeowners obtain their building permits, obtain a certificate of occupancy, then they contact the Housing Commission, and the Housing Commission has a compliance and monitoring team which monitors the eligibility process of potential tenants for those affordable units. And so the land use team is involved more in like those initial stages of the review process, the recordation of the documents, and then our compliance and monitoring team steps in and really works with the tenants and the homeowners to be able to rent out those units.
And that provides them with certainty in terms of construction costs, how they're going to build this, how they're going to finance it, and then it provides certainty to that eventual renter that's affordable.
UC Berkeley did a study recently where they actually found that in San Diego, the #1 way to reduce greenhouse gas emissions is through incentivizing urban infill development. More so than electrification, more so than any other things, because it just simply makes things more walkable. People are using less fuel to get to different places. Without a doubt, the ADU bonus program is ripe for scaling to other jurisdictions and other states. We've seen the benefits of it within our community.
Other jurisdictions should look at this as a model and start maybe small. Start in those areas where there is a transit priority area. It really comes down to educating the public on the need for the housing, being very clear and transparent on what the regulations are and what the process is. We're a pro-housing city by the state of California, so with that comes, the responsibility to see all avenues for affordable housing.